baby, untouched 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 baby. Do what I wanna do, go where I wanna go.
Welcome to Untouched Radio Show, Untouched Podcast, Untouched Live. I'm your host, Be Easy, better known as Easy, and I'm here with another special guest in this season 2, episode 2, with Mo, and I got Marlowe in the building. Now, Mo is a very, very special individual that has some things in the works. Shout out to her company, the Ultimate Life Coaching. She has a lot to offer in that field, and we'll tap in. But what up, y'all? How y'all doing?
What's up?
Hey, yo, thank you so much for traveling all the way this way. You didn't have to do it, but you did it, and it's fucking dope that you're here.
Yeah, no.
And
absolutely.
First of all, I want to dive into what got you started into even wanting to be a life coach. What was like your first experience on like coaching somebody in their life, in that sense?
Honestly, I feel like it just happened naturally my whole life, if I'm being honest. Like, it was just always something that I did without realizing I was doing. And then 2 years ago, I lost my job and my car got stolen all like back to back in the same like 2-week span. And I was just going through it, and I saw a life coach on social media through a boutique that I shop at, and I was like, yo, she's valid, like she's very authentic, like I like that. So then, I hit her up. Next thing you know, I hired her. No pot to piss in, all puns intended.
Right. Facts.
And after that, I was just like, yo, like this is my calling, like, because I always knew I was put on this earth to like help people in some way. I went to school for psychology and business. I did a lot of community work, and I wasn't sure with what direction I was going in. Like, I knew what I wanted to do. I started building a business itinerary, but I didn't know what to call it or exactly what it was. And after going to her, I realized, like, shit, I could be a life coach.
That's dope.
And like an ultimate life coach at that.
Yeah. Now, speaking of, like, the ultimate part, because, like, we spoke briefly about it. And I know you're attacking all forms of fitness, not just, physically fit, mentally fit. You attacking all parts of that. Now, I want you to talk about you being an athlete and things of that nature. Like, if you would like to speak upon that.
Yeah, oddly enough, like, me being an athlete really stemmed mostly from just wanting to be a part of something. I was a kid of the foster care system for a little bit, and just like looking for love in all the wrong places. And luckily for me, I found a lot of healthy habits versus negative ones. So like being a part of a sports team, joining an after school club program, like things like that, it just kept me feeling like wanted, needed, just being proactive. Like, it just made me happy. So
I felt that.
Yeah.
And like, that's the beauty about sports is, like, it brings a lot of people close together.
Yeah, you become part of something bigger than yourself.
Yeah, and that's super dope. Like, I played ball my entire life, and I know what that's like. Just being a part of a team and winning. Whether even if you lose, you win together, you lose together. Just being a part of, like,
and even the challenges.
Yeah.
Like, I think for some reason I always like a good challenge, and maybe that's why life challenges me so much.
Right.
Because I'm like, I'm gonna win, so one way or another.
Sure. So do you think that, like, drove you into coaching, like to having your own experiences led to you to want to coach people through their experiences?
I think what led me to coaching it was just so very organic. Like, my whole life, all my friends growing up were like, Mo, you're going to be a lawyer or a motivational speaker. Like, you always have something to say. It's always positive. Like, you're annoying.
That's dope.
So it's just like, I was really just born with it. And I never really knew, like, when I think of life coaching, especially being somebody of the low income community, and that's why I think it's so important for me to do this work, is because it's like, you don't really understand what life coaching is, and it's not accessible to people like us.
Sure.
So it's like, once you really dive in and get to know what life coaching is, it's like, whoa.
So
like,
do you touch upon all different communities? Like, are you
yeah,
like,
something that I'm really trying to do, because my whole goal in life was to work with youth.
Okay.
Which I still 100% am going to do. Like, every person that hires me as a life coach, a percentage will go to life coaching a group of kids. It's still something I'm tweaking and figuring out and stuff like that.
Okay,
But
okay.
like, I have a price point, but what I want to do is create a scholarship program that's income based. So if you want to hire me but you can't afford me,
Mm-hmm.
like, you fill out the form for the scholarship and
You
you
can
tell me a
work that out.
story, and
Wow.
I'll pick somebody. So
That's really
I don't
awesome.
have the details, the nitty gritty, like set in stone yet. But once I get that up and
You're
running
working
on
on
my
that, yeah.
website and all that,
That's so
like,
fire.
yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, because you're giving opportunities.
Yeah, because
to
it's like a lot
people.
of people like, well, you're not gonna make money, and it's
Right.
like, well, I don't really want to. Like, I'm not doing it for the money.
No.
Like, but
It's
at the end of the
it's
day,
for the
I do have
opportunity.
to understand, like, I have bills to pay and I have
Right.
places I
But
want to go.
that's why you're giving
so
it to
finding
somebody.
finding that happy medium where I can
Yeah.
like make this business lucrative, but also give back to my full
I
potential.
think that's really cool, yo.
Yeah.
That's, even that your mind even goes there is really, really
Yeah.
awesome. Like, that your mind
Yeah.
goes there.
No, I went to college knowing I was gonna be broke.
Yo, it's
Like-
crazy. So, like, just let's go there. Like, being someone that went to college myself, and I have so many people in my family that have graduated and things of that nature. The one frustrating thing for me, seeing all these college graduates, they have trouble finding work. With you diving into your, profession, do you feel like once you went through school and things of that nature, was it hard to like dive into something of that field? Like, do you feel like the need that you had to create something of your own because of that?
I feel like my college journey is very different than most people's. I feel like college was beneficial to my growth,
Okay.
but it wasn't beneficial to like being lucrative at all.
Okay.
But it
So
will
it wasn't
be.
towards
But it
your
will
career
be.
just yet.
Right. Like, I was a business major originally. I transferred to general studies because I realized business was boring
It's
and
so
easy.
boring. I did business
And
too. It was so boring.
It wasn't like I wasn't passionate
It's so
about
broad. It's so broad. Like, you
Yeah.
can't really like dive into what you really
it.
thinking
Right. Like,
about.
there's no passion there. It's just
No.
like numbers and words and yeah.
Yeah.
But then I started taking
Basic.
elective classes, and my last semester at a community college, I fell in love with psychology. I took a course called Motivation, Learning, and Achievement, which should be taught. Like, they have CSS classes, like college
You
success.
said motivation, learning, and achievement.
achievement.
That's really cool. I
Right.
like the title already.
So they
I
have
feel like
that
that's
one
something
credit
cool.
course that you have to take when you go to college.
Yeah.
They should scratch that and make that that class. Like, you
Okay.
should have to take that class.
Before you
The
even
amount
get
that I
moving with
learned
stuff.
in that class in such a short time about just life in general and just like different techniques or the way the mind works. Like, a big thing that I want to take with me is partly science too when it comes to like the psychology and the life coaching and the nutrition and the physical stuff, because your brain is trained to think negatively automatically because it's just fight, flight, freeze. Like, you're born with that. But if you can train your mind to think positively at a young age, imagine what you could accomplish. So
Right.
that's why I feel so passionately about working with the youth.
Sure.
Because if I could train young minds to
Yeah.
look at the cup as half
That's
full
the
rather than
future.
half
That's the
empty,
future.
despite what their circumstances are,
Right.
just imagine what they could do.
Yeah. And they're gonna build the future for us.
Yeah. They are the
And
future, so
they
it's
are
like,
the future. They're gonna build the future for us to
And
be
it's
able to
like-
live in a better way.
you think about it, we grew up like in a different generation, all these traumas. We're lucky enough to grow up in a generation where like we can seek help now,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like you get to a point like, damn, I'm almost 30 years old and I'm still going through the depressions and the anxieties and the this
Crazy
and that.
shit. Yeah.
So it's like, if you could teach these kids how to deal with and cope at a young age, they don't have to wait until they're in their 20s and 30s to figure it out.
Yeah.
They're already gonna have it figured out.
Right. And my only fear sometimes with the whole the awareness of that comes with mental health is that some people take advantage. Some
1000%.
people just use that as an excuse to get by. And I feel like that's not right, and that,
I mean, I'm living proof.
know.
So I suffer from depression and anxiety,
Right.
and I know I lost my closest friend to suicide.
so
So
you
it's
know
like
when it's
I
over.
really I get it,
Yeah.
and it's like we all handle it differently. But my biggest thing is I've always been in survival mode.
Right.
So it's like I could be depressed and have a roof over my head, or I could be depressed and living on the streets. I could be depressed and working towards trying not to be depressed, or I could be depressed and making it worse. So it's really like where you gotta meet people where they're at.
Yeah.
So are you ready to like kind of take more
Humble
control
yourself.
over?
It's
Humble
a
yourself,
humbleness. You gotta
especially
humble
because
yourself.
ego is a big thing.
Yeah,
like,
and
if you got
that's
the
what
depression
everyone
and the
know.
ego and the
Everybody
the
got
poor
that
me.
part.
Like
Yeah.
that's one
Oh,
thing
the
I take pride
victimizing,
in.
the way people try to be the victim.
Yeah.
They play victim.
Like I remember my
Poor,
grandma.
you said
all the
like
time,
poor
she'd be
me,
like,
right? You said the poor me shit, yeah.
My grandmother be like, "Damn, girl, you've been through so much in your life at such a young age. I like you are so blessed to be like who you are." And I'm just like, I'm thinking like my life wasn't that bad. But when you really like, if I told you stories, like my life was crazy.
You had some shit going on.
Like babysat by fucking drug dealers. Excuse my language. I don't know. If
Nah, come on, we cursing here, baby.
But like just babysat
It's
by
light.
like drug dealers and gangbangers or in the foster care system. Like
Nah, facts.
going through like my father was deported because my race is white side and just like a lot
man,
of
that's
just
fucked
like a lot of crazy shit and like being deprived from my black side and then being multicultural and feeling confused and like I didn't belong.
Damn.
So it's like all that stuff going on and it's like for some reason I've always just been positive. Like,
Right.
Always.
Yo, and that's like a beautiful thing to have because it's so hard to stay positive through the chaos.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes it's dangerous to be able to function in chaos.
Yeah.
Because then it almost feels like that's the only way to function.
You know what's so crazy
You know what I mean?
is that towards the end of my certification, I had talked to my instructor about that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I procrastinate a lot, and then we had got more deep into it, and she's like, well, you're so used to like chaos that you don't know how to live without it. So
without
like
it,
I
you need
thrive when I procrastinate. Oh, my
Yeah.
best work comes out.
And
But I'm like,
that's
damn,
how I feel too.
I got a
I'm
B
a
plus,
pressure
but
guy.
I could have got
I'm a
an
pressure guy.
Yeah.
I love the pressure sometimes. Like I feel like I become a diamond.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't fold
But it's
under
like
that.
you don't like you
But
don't
why
have to
put
constantly
that-
live in anxiousness.
Why put
like,
that on
yeah.
myself? Yeah, like
But
that's
you don't know anything other than that.
right. That's
so it's like learning.
Yeah. I
But
get
that
it.
goes back to life coaching.
Sure.
What we do,
Sure.
we start off with like that inner child work. Like with counseling, it's like you talk a lot about your past, but it's like a lot of talk. But with life coaching, you take a little bit of your past to figure out why you're going through what you're going through in your present so you can get to your future.
Right.
So and then there's like that time frame. So it's like that's what's really, really dope about life coaching is that we really focus on like those triggers, how to heal from them, and how to push forward. Like we're
Okay.
taking action.
Nah, that's awesome. That's
Because
awesome.
like I went through the whole counseling thing, and it was dope. It met me where I needed
See,
to be at a point. But
I'll say this, like, and I don't mean to cut you off,
Oh,
but
no,
like,
you're
like I feel like sometimes counseling for me, and I'm somebody that never really went, and this is why, is I feel like at any point a person could just lie about what's going on, and they'll just be wasting time. And then like they'll come back with this whole diagnosis of what the type of person they are, and then now they have issues, and now they are this, and they use
Right.
that. So like for me, I've experienced a lot of that, watching the people manipulate the system to create these
Yeah.
advantages.
so I will say that's mostly like psychiatrists because they get paid by big pharma and whatnot.
You know how
But
it goes.
I don't disagree with you because a lot of people lie to themselves and hence
Yes.
they lie to the person.
Right.
They're
They
embarrassed to
don't-
kind of fully
They don't
tell
know
their
how
full
to
story.
embrace
But
their
I will
full
say,
story. That's the thing.
again, the beauty of life coaching versus counseling is
Sure.
you don't have a line you got to draw in the box.
Yeah.
That don't get me wrong, counseling's amazing. I think everyone should try it.
Are you
But-
still bind by like the silence thing? Like you know how like those counselors and things like that, like whatever is
Oh, yeah.
shared within
Yep.
that circle. That's
What
still
you tell
within-
me, I can.
that's still
yeah,
held
like
in-
I
under
have
that
a contract,
business. That's
and it
dope.
also says that like
Yeah,
what you
whatever
tell
is
me is between me
shared.
and you.
That's
Unless
awesome.
you allow me to reveal that information for like intent.
I feel like
content.
I feel like life coach sounds so much better than like counselor or like psychiatrist,
Listen,
psychologist.
I tell people life coaching
Life
is like
coach sounds
counseling
so
on
much
crack.
better. Yeah, it
Like-
sounds so much better. I'm gonna be honest.
And I'm not even trying to disrespect any of like the therapists or the psychologists.
Yeah,
or
nah,
people
it's
that,
all respect,
because you
yeah,
put
it's
your
all
time in
respect.
and you're doing great work.
Yeah, and they're putting that
It's more
money
so
in and that effort
that
and
they get you to
that
a point.
education. Forget about it.
And then I feel like for me, like counseling got me to a point where I was done hearing myself complain about shit. I was like, okay, like we're working on stuff and I'm talking about stuff,
Yeah.
but when am I gonna stop talking and take action?
Right.
Whereas like life coaching, you can draw all out of the lines. You can figure out what works for you. There's no like box. Like when I'm life coaching somebody, I could call out their BS.
Well,
But when you're
it's
counseling
because
somebody,
you,
you can't
each
be like,
life,
bitch, you lying.
because what's dope is about life coaching to me is like everything is specific to the person.
Amen. Yep.
And like a lot of the things that happen with like the counseling, and like I said, we all being respectful here, but maybe they can learn from just this conversation.
Right.
Is that like a person like myself, you know, I want to be able to connect to my story, not what another person's story relates to in my story. Like I don't care about what somebody else went through. I don't care about their issues when we're dealing with mine, because I want it to be specific to what I got going on. And I feel like that's different in a
Yeah.
lot of the counseling wave
Counseling
as
is like
opposed
textbook,
to
you know, like
right,
they
they
can
gonna
they can
follow
only
the
do
book.
and say so much.
Right, because
Right.
they don't want to push too much. They don't want to
Well, yeah,
give
because
too much.
there's
They
literally rules and regulations. Like they,
right, they follow
yeah.
the guidelines.
like the
but
girl
a
that life coached me,
is
she said the
different.
same thing. She was like, you know, like I went to school for this and that, and
Right.
but I want to draw outside the lines. Like I don't want to.
Right.
I want to be able to like, you know, cuss or
Yeah.
or just like even like create your own techniques, because
Sure.
that's the beauty, is that every person is different. So when we're on a discovery call and for that 30 minutes, like you're like I'm getting to know you, so I can learn how to life coach you, because yeah, I have a lot of tools and things set in place, but me getting to know you is going to tell me what you need.
Right.
So it's like now I
Now,
can
do-
create assignments, and our conversations are going to be based around you, because it's
Now,
not
do you-
one book fits all.
Now, with you like tapping into like fitness and things like that, would you say like you come across more people that need assistance with the physical fitness, or like more so just like the mental resolve on certain things that they got going on?
All right, so my brain of being a psychology student
Sure.
is gonna go with, I feel like a lot of people want to look a certain way because of their mental health.
Mental, so it all.
So
a
it's
circle.
all
It's a
connected.
cycle.
It really is.
It all connects to each other.
The reason I started working out, not only for sports, but majority when I work out, it's because of my mental health. And then, I mean, obviously everybody wants to look good, so like
Yeah.
that's a bonus. Don't get me wrong, but like when I talk to people, I try to tell them like don't work out because you want to look a certain way. And like I told you about my poem earlier, like my poem has a lot to say about that, because it's like when you do things for the wrong reasons,
Right.
you're still gonna be unhappy.
Right.
But if you do them for the right reasons, like you're gonna thrive.
Right, right. And that's like, intention is everything.
It really
Like a
is.
lot of people don't understand how important it is. Like, like what you're doing is dope, but like why you're doing it is like literally the it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm big on intention. You know, and I feel like 2024 got to be about that. That's why there's a lot of people would like getting exposed. A lot of people getting exposed in 2024. It's been hot.
Yeah.
Like this time around, and I believe it's because people want to know what your intentions are.
Yeah,
Why
because I mean,
are
a lot
you?
of people are in it for the wrong reasons. And
It's
just
fucked
like,
up, man.
just be true to yourself. Like, if you're true to yourself, like the happiness just follows.
Yo,
That's one
right
thing
away.
I had to like, you know,
Yeah.
just
Shifting gears real quick to Marlowe, which I'm gonna go back to Marlowe. When I say Marlowe, I am a fucking huge fucking The Wire fan. I love The Wire. Marlowe is my favorite character in The Wire. By the way, yeah,
Well,
you
you
gotta
have to
catch
watch
it.
it
It's
now.
okay. It's okay. The people will forgive you, but when you watch it, you won't be disappointed. There's a lot going on in there, and there's a lot of stars that are like stars now that you be like, oh shit, they was in The Wire, like Michael B.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Do you know what it's on?
Yeah, that's
probably,
HBO.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can find it on Prime.
Yeah,
Hulu,
like was it
okay.
Max? What is it? What's HBO now? I don't know.
Yeah, it's Max.
Yeah,
like
it's
the
Max.
streaming
Yeah,
service.
the streaming service. So yeah, Max, and there's other ways, but yeah, check it out. You'll definitely enjoy. It's a good watch. It's a good watch. But yeah, just talking with you after talking with Mo, she speaks highly of you, and in my experience, just listening to you sing. Holy shit, you know what I mean? Like, it's very, very special how you are able to just, on the spot, don't matter how many people's here, you sing. I want to ask you, like, what are some of your influences, like, to even get you to even start with this journey of music? Like, what got you going?
Well, thank you. And I feel like my family was my biggest influence, honestly. Like, we could talk musical influences all day.
Sure.
But at the end of the day, like, the people who brought me to where I'm at and
Right.
the people that keep me going
Right.
are my family. So my
Dope.
dad's a big influence just because everybody, like, all the way down the line sings. You know
Everyone
what I mean?
sings.
So I've never had to, like,
That's so
go searching
cool,
for
yeah.
it. Yeah. Like, our
Like, did y'all,
weddings-
like, correct each other? Like, I could
Oh,
picture, like,
yeah.
a house full of, like,
Oh,
singers.
yeah.
Like, wait, hold up. You didn't hit that one. That's
Oh,
supposed to
yeah.
be at. Hey,
It's terrible.
you around here. You're supposed to
Yeah,
be here.
facts.
Like, that's the way it be. Like,
And you
see
know the
what I'm
family's the
saying?
most judgmental
Yo,
too, so
you know how
they're,
that
they're not
goes.
holding back.
Talk
Yeah,
about it,
facts.
Mo. That's
Not
what
even
I'm
just military,
saying.
real. No,
Yo,
yeah,
that's
it was
cool.
all like that, yeah.
Yo.
But my dad actually got to grow up like around my grandfather,
Uh-huh.
still being like in the music world and stuff like that. So I got
Okay.
to understand a little bit of how it works to like guide me in that sense as well, and like how I
Okay.
should be independent and stuff like
That's
that.
dope. That's dope.
Yeah. So it's like both ways too. So that's
Now,
really
now,
nice.
was it more like a group? Like, do you have like a solo artist in this family? Is it like, or like a big kind of like deal?
me or them?
Them,
Oh,
like,
yeah, no,
like,
it's
what
the
was the?
Tavares. It's the Tavares brothers. They're like
Wow.
a group, a family band.
Wow,
you
that's
know?
awesome! Shout out
They're
to the
really well
Tavares
known.
brothers, man.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious! Like, I'm going to tap in. Like, I'm upset that I don't know, and I
You
feel
might
like
hear
I'm,
a song and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, I didn't
Oh
know."
shit! See how that goes?
Like,
See
they're-
what I'm
they're like
saying?
that.
Sent, like,
I will.
sampled one of
I
their
will.
songs too. I forgot which song.
I would definitely check out. I think that's really cool to have like, family that is into what you're into, and they did it on a level that they fucking did it on. That's really
Right.
cool.
It makes
That's
you
right.
wonder if it's nature over nurture.
Right, see how that goes, right? And the bar set,
Like, was that
you know what I'm
DNA?
saying? You got a bar set,
True.
and I think that's really cool, because it's no pressure. It's just like, carrying on the legacy. Like, and that's something we talk about big here. We're big on legacy. Like, we always say, if we never make it big time, if we ever leave this earth, we left a legacy behind.
Amen to that.
People can listen to our
number one.
music. I have thousands of records out there that people can like go reference and listen to. And like, the team as well, we all tap in. So it's like it's not about, it's not about like what you got going on, but like it's the legacy that you
Right.
plan on leaving behind. And I think that's cool that you're actually not just leaving a legacy behind, you're carrying one on, but then you're
Ooh.
continuing your own in
Yeah.
the same. So it's like a double whammy, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
I will
Like,
say too, it's
I think
extra
that's
dope
cool.
that they're like allowing her to do it on her own.
Our own way.
Like don't
Yeah,
don't get me
like,
wrong.
no
Like
pressure.
they'll help her when she needs it, but
There's
like
no pressure.
she's doing it on her own. There's no pressure.
You go
She gets
do
to
that.
create the artist she wants to be. Like
I
I,
think
feel like a
that's
lot of
dope.
dynamics is usually like
That's dope. And
They
you're one of the
control you.
grands, like, so you're like
Yeah.
part of the grand wave, like the grandchildren wave.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. Like, I take a lot of pride in that. Shout out to my grandparents. They're no longer here, but I like to carry, their legacy on. Especially my grandfather. He called himself the HNIC, head nigga in charge. Shout out to him. Like, I'm that. I'm sorry to my uncles and all of them, but they know what time it is. Like, that's my vibe. So, like, when it comes to grandparents carrying on legacy, that's not music based, but that's more principle and stature and not taking no shit from nobody.
Yeah.
That I'll always carry on as a legacy, is a part of what my grandfather always wanted to instill in our family. You know what I mean? And on a music note, like, I think that's really cool that like you are given that blessing to just be like you in your journey. And you're so
what's that
young.
saying? Third time's the charm.
Yeah,
Third
you
time.
was that.
The
Right.
grandchild. That's
Oh,
what
Yeah,
I'm
and you're so young.
you know I'm corny with my phrases.
Yeah. And
No,
you're
like
so
third time's the
young,
charm.
you
Like,
know. You're so young. You just got so much to like offer right now, and then like as you build, I'm just excited to see. You know what I mean? And to be a part of,
she's gonna break
And we gotta
barriers.
connect you. We gotta connect you with Scales. Shout out to Scales Beats, man. I don't know if he in the building yet, but he will be in the building this evening. and you guys are gonna make a lot of hits together. I really believe that in my spirit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Take it
And,
to the next level.
So what would you say as when you listen to music? Would you have a genre that you would say you classify and that you would like really that would be your genre? And it's okay if you don't, you want to give multiple.
Yeah.
You don't have to just stick to one. Don't.
Right.
It's not just one. You know.
I would say I'm versatile, but I feel like old school R&B is where I thrive. Like
Okay.
that 90s R&B,
Okay.
like
Oh
that feel
man,
type shit. Yeah.
yo, that's
but
so
other than
crazy.
that, like I don't know, that 70s feel too. I like that.
Okay.
But it's usually always R&B or like soul.
Now,
or
do you
neo
think
soul.
that now does that come from the family
I feel
and the
like, yeah,
vibes?
oh,
Okay,
definitely.
they don't
That's
put
like the
you
music I
on
was
to some of
raised
the
around.
oh, I
Yeah.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
That in the house.
That's some of that
cleaning,
good old.
singing.
Hey, hey, I love that, yo. I fucking love that. So, if you was to give 3 artists, outside of your family, of course, because you guys are fucking super talented, and that's not fair. You got the cheat code.
No favoritism.
All right, yeah, no favoritism here. But if you had to choose 3, like outside of your family, there's like, industry artists, or maybe even people that you grew up knowing that may have influenced you. Like, I would just love to know like your top 3, no order, 1 to 3, just like 3 people that you can think of right off top that influence your approach, if you will, not necessarily a sound, because your voice is your voice, but just your approach on how, like, this is how I'm gonna go with my sound.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like I'm versatile, and I have a lot of artists that I look at and
Right.
listen to. And I feel like I focus on different things at once, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
right now, I'm really focused on, like, Stevie Wonder and his
Oh,
legacy and
yeah.
stuff like that. But, like,
Yeah.
I focus on one thing at a time because I
Okay.
feel like there's a lot to learn.
Sure.
You know what I mean? A lot to focus on. But right now, I feel like it's definitely, like, Stevie Wonder's a big deal, like I
Okay.
said. Solange has always been a big deal.
Yeah.
Um,
How'd you get on Solange? I love to know that,
I
because
just love
when you
her.
first told me that, it just
Like-
like I was like, holy shit! Like, she got a fan.
Like
Nah,
that-
and
what's
that's
that
why I said that
album?
respectfully, because I like
No,
Solange
yeah, you was in
music.
shock when she said that earlier.
Off the
so
rip, because
you
of
were like,
your
wait,
the
what?
way you really get down, and like a lot of people, her sister is just a fucking mega star. So it's easy to be in the shadow of that. I'm just saying, like, for you to just say that as a singer, that you are a singer, that you are, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Singer.
a singer, like, you singing out here. Like, to go to Solange, I thought that was really cool. So, how did you get put on the Solange, if you don't mind me asking?
My dad puts me on
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, like
He
everything.
put you on the
Yeah.
Solange?
He literally sends me like
That's
he sends me
fire.
playlists.
Shout out to
listen
Pops.
Yeah, facts.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
What's his name?
Brent Tavares.
Shout out to Brent Tavares. Goodness gracious,
Yeah,
that's
no.
fire.
I literally have playlists in my phone that he'll
Yeah?
like send me to. He wants me to listen to. Like,
Okay.
in headphones.
And it's
to
in
take
your phone, so you
Yeah.
could just access
like,
it whenever.
specific songs. Yeah.
I like
stuff
that.
Like that. Yeah.
That's
but
cool.
like I think it's Soul Angel and the Hadley sisters. That's my favorite.
Oh
That's
man,
my like, favorite album from her.
that's
for
so
sure.
cool.
That's a good one.
That's cool.
Yeah.
A daughter
yeah.
father relationship is just like none other. I just think that's really cool that you got that. You know what I'm saying? And man, that's awesome. That's a Solange. Yo,
Yeah,
Sippy
they
Solange.
for sure.
Like, yeah, shout out to Solange. Like, she really, can sing, and she does music, and people don't really think about her in any capacity when it comes to being an influence to someone up and coming and at the age that you are. And I think that's really cool that you can give flowers to Solange like that.
Yeah, I mean, you
You
think
know what I'm
of the
saying?
music industry as a whole, it's usually just what can sell.
They cater
So,
to the
so
look.
when you're an artist, you're probably not worried about what can sell.
No.
You're worried about what hits my
What
soul.
hits, you
Like,
know what I'm saying?
What resonates with me?
And I just think it's cool that
Yeah,
although there's a mainstream where people will always put it in your face, this is what you
Right.
got to listen to, right? But then there is that independence wave that even though there's a mainstream, there is a little something else that you can hear along the way if you look for it. You know what I'm saying? And that place is a good place. A lot of people get scared of that. They want to go right for where it's all popping, but you making money whichever way you go with it.
Absolutely.
You know what
I
I'm
feel like the
saying?
majority of the music on my Apple Play
Yeah.
is people that people never heard of.
Right. It's throwing
Like,
the come up
it's-
stuff. It's
I
the
hear a
vibes
song
of,
and I'm like, ooh.
or throwbacks.
Well,
A
heavy
lot
on
of
the
old school
throwbacks.
shit. Heavy on the throwbacks, the
But like
old
as far as like
shit.
the newer stuff, it's
Yeah.
all people
Yeah.
that are not like on the radio.
It's
or
been
not
kind
in
of
the-
quiet. Yeah.
not in the clubs.
Right, and
Like-
that's and that to me has always been a thing. So like I personally always feel like when it comes to creating, you know, there is no general, like I would say, wrong way to go about it, you know. And if you have talent, that's always gonna show. And I feel like that's with Solange. Like Solange has talent. Like she grew up in that household too. You know, it's just that Beyonce had the look that everybody was going for.
Yep.
And like that's always gonna hit. And she's the little sister.
I mean, you watch Dreamgirls, it's the same thing. Beyonce had the look,
Come
but
on. But you look at Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson had the voice.
Yes. And
So
it just
it's-
kind of played
it's
out
the
to
world
what
we
it
live
did.
in, but hey, we could change that.
It always changes,
Starts
and it
with us.
starts with y'all, yo. Like I'm gonna be honest, like women run the world. Beyonce was
Who run the
super
world,
right with
girls?
that, like that ass. Because like, yo, if you,
I know.
yeah, if you, yo, if you want like any news spread, like if you like need like someone to say, yo, this shit was popping or this was nice, like yo, go here, eat at this restaurant. Like you can count on women to make sure like that is a thing. You know what I'm saying? And like that's something I definitely want to highlight, man, is that the woman presence in anything that we do, business and entertainment, you know, all that we do is very necessary, and it's not always necessary in the fact of how they see it. You know what I mean? And you know, the gatekeepers, the masters,
Right.
whatever.
Women are
that be.
typically in the background, but we're in the background because we're doing you know,
Right. And if you're
we're
in the
making
front,
it so you could be in the front.
right. And then if you're in the front, they only want you to look a certain way and be a certain
Well, that
way.
was one big thing that I had questioned when I was going through the certification. I was like, I don't want to change my look. Like,
Yeah.
I have a specific message that I'm trying to produce.
Sure.
And I don't care if I have the naysayers who are like, oh, she's wearing a skimpy top. She's too chesty. She's too thick. She shouldn't be wearing that as a professional.
Right.
I'm a professional, but I'm also me.
Right.
So it's like finding
Right.
that balance.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And then like so, you know, just to piggyback off of that real quick, like how difficult is that? Like, you know, when you are still trying to be you, but then now you're dealing with the haters on one side, but then you got some people that might be a little bit overzealous to the fact that you dress this way.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like because of what I went through as a young kid, because I've always had a certain body type, I disliked myself for so long, or I felt very uncomfortable in my own body for so long, that I finally got to a point where like that noise don't bother me. Like somebody could say the most ignorant shit, and I'm just like, okay. Like,
Right.
It don't bother me because I finally built my own confidence and self-love and awareness of the ignorance of everyone else.
Right.
And I'm like, it ain't a me issue, it's a you issue.
So that armor is tough now. It's the toughest it's ever been.
Yeah, honestly, that armor's gone. I don't even need the armor
You don't
because
need it.
I'm
Oh, you
I'm
just-
like
yeah.
that armor was there. Like I was
she
shot.
on her
Like I
women
wore
king
like a
shit.
tank top and shorts with my
Take
bathing
it
suit
easy.
until I was like 18 because I was so uncomfortable in my
Right.
own body.
Right.
And I got older and I was just like, you know what? No matter what I wear, I'll walk the street in some sweatpants and a big T-shirt, and somebody's still gonna say something. So
Nah,
I might
I
as
felt
well.
that.
What is it? Embrace what your mama gave you.
Hey, I hear that. And that's
for
like
nothing,
so
we
true.
shouldn't keep being sexualized as women. So
Yeah.
you're gonna sexualize me anyways. I might as well be comfortable,
Comfortable while you doing you.
right?
You know what I'm
I
saying?
want to look in the mirror and be like, girl, you look good.
Hey, yo,
Okay,
and
what
that's important, yo. That's important, and I feel like, you know, because of the way society paints it, you know, sexuality is always looked at as a bad thing, and I think that that can be looked at as the beauty of a woman, because I've always looked at that whole deal as the beauty of a woman. I understand that people, when they see women, physique or what
It's
have you,
judgment off rip.
off rip.
Off
But
rip.
if there's a pretty girl, as opposed to a woman that may not seem as, I've watched that change the dynamic of how people approach them daily.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like, it's unfortunate.
I think the bigger
world
picture
we live
is
in that. You know what I'm saying? How people have to deal with looking at, that lack of confidence because they don't have enough people. And there's somebody out there for everyone, but they don't have enough people that's like, yo, you know what? Like, you're dope. You know what I'm saying? You're fucking awesome, or you got something to offer, what we got going on. And that's when you deal with people that's has that low self-esteem because they didn't have
honestly
enough people
though, I
telling
feel
them
like
they're
it really be
beautiful.
the more like generally attractive people that actually have the lower self-confidence.
agree with that.
Because I be seeing people with confidence and I'm like, girl,
But
give me
you
some of
know
that.
what?
Like,
Yo, but
give me
you
some of
know-
that.
Yo, but you, let me tell you,
Like-
though. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Like, I say this, like, when you hear it so much, right? It comes to a point where it numbs you, to where you just feel like it's like
Honestly,
not
it's like, is that
necessarily
all I am? Like, for me, it was like,
you got to be more than that.
how many times can you hear, oh, you're muscular, you have a big butt,
You
oh,
got
you
this,
look good,
you got that, you look
So
good,
you're
you
like,
beautiful.
but being
Yeah.
an intellectual, you're like, damn, I'm way more
I
than
got
that.
more
So it's like,
going on.
so that now you're like trying to hide yourself, you're like covering up,
So
you're like, why you?
So what I'm saying is like, all right, boom, now you got somebody, right, that don't ever hear any compliments ever. You know what I'm saying? They're not told that they're beautiful. They don't have like, shout out to my sister. I'm not gonna shit on her, like, it's respectfully, but she know what I'm talking about. Like, she wasn't, and she was fucking super smart. She was popular. Everybody loved her. But she wasn't somebody that was outside. She didn't get the looks like everybody got. She was in
Right.
the friend zone.
She was beautiful in her
was
own way,
in her
and
own
society
way,
might not have accepted it in that
and
way.
you get where I'm going with it. So
Yep.
like when I look at that, I view it in a way like it's wild how society kind of shapes your mind on how to think and how us as men.
Yeah.
I'm just saying us as men, how we view
The
the
simpler
whole
solution is raise your sons right.
Right.
Instead of telling students, young girls, oh, you can't wear a tank top in school because your shoulder is turning that little boy on. How about learning
coaching
how to
that little boy
coaching
how
that
to
little boy
handle-
how to
hold-
respect
Yeah,
women?
hold that together.
Yeah.
Because my daughter punched the dude in his face for touching
Oh, my
her.
little sister, when she was young, she punched the kid. She beat
Yeah,
the
my
kid up. Mm-hmm.
daughter put her overhand right on homie that touched her situation because she started developing.
Yeah,
And
as she
I-
should have.
And she got in trouble, and I was like,
For
trouble
what?
what?
I could tell you stories. I got in trouble
So-
for wearing ripped jeans to school.
Come on now, like, so she got in trouble for that. So my
Mm-hmm.
kids fight a lot on that wave. So I'm big on like, fighting for women. Just wanting that respect.
It's enough of
factor.
like boys will be
'Cause that's-
boys.
'cause
And
I'm a fucking nut. So like when I hear anything happening with my kids, I'm wilding. Like I just don't like to hear it. It's just not even cool.
yeah,
So
especially
like,
black women. Black women, like
the disrespect is crazy.
our bodies are just different,
It develops different.
and we're already judged based on history.
Sure.
Never mind on top of like now you got all the Meg the Stallions and all
Yeah,
that.
it's a lot going on.
Like even growing up for me, I had older moms judging me, and I was 11 years old.
Right.
Like I'm going to the park with my 3-year-old sister, and I got
Right.
moms judging me, thinking I'm some
And what's
fast ass,
crazy-
and their sons are disrespecting
And
me.
then,
They're watching
and
it.
then at that moment, it's not even always race because it don't matter
No,
what
it'd be
the
the
race.
black moms too.
Yeah,
It was the
it
black
don't matter
moms.
any moms they on that like they
Yeah.
were like whoa.
You don't even realize
Don't
you're
understand that.
preconditioned to just think the worst of people.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, I'm just some little girl raising a child that ain't even
Right,
mine.
right.
Trying to enjoy myself at the park.
Right,
And you're
right.
mad at me instead of mad at your sons and teaching your sons
Right.
to leave me the fuck alone.
Right. And that's messed up, man. And like that's the thing. Like society really paints it in a way, and it's unfortunate. And as a father of daughters, I teach my daughters to be strong and to fight through that
But that goes
status
back to
quo.
what we was talking about
You know what I'm
earlier
saying?
about black women being strong or aggressive or
Yeah,
assertive and
you
too
have to
much
build
and
that.
extra.
You got to build that.
It's like,
You got to build that because
you're
at the end of the
constantly
day,
disrespected, so it's like you're gonna build some type of, like you said,
so
armor.
my oldest has a teacher, and I'm not gonna dive too much into it, but my oldest has a teacher, and he said her strength and stubbornness and in her own right to be like, I feel like I'm right now about this. He said is gonna get her a long way in life. He said me and her butt heads on certain things, but she is somebody that stands on
She
how
says
she
what she
feels.
means. She means what
Yo,
she says.
word. And like, as a parent, that's all I want. You know what I'm saying? I want her to be who she is, be proud of that. You know what I'm saying? To stand on that. Like, so like as I look at, you women here, like, you stand on who you are. You're proud of who you are. You know what I'm saying? You have a story to tell, and it's always gonna be more to add to this story. And I hope and I pray that no matter what it is, it's more positive, more blessings, more things that you can add that be like, yeah, let's add these blessings on. Let me pat the back. Let's get it right. Like I pray that's all that happens from here on, because you done went through your trenches, and you done went through the trenches with the recording, but that may change in a blip. You hear me? Because we gonna work. I love what I hear from you musically, and I just hope y'all keep going, and
It's
like
all about mindset, perception. Just keep looking at that cup as half full rather than half empty. There's
There we
always a
go.
blessing and a lesson in any trials and tribulations you go through. So as long as you focus on that and don't focus on the bad, sky's the limit, they say.
Yeah, right. The limit's the sky. Sky's the limit. How you
Sure,
want to
there
look
ain't
at
no
it?
limits over here. So.
Nah, no limits. I love it, yo. And like for real, like I appreciate, having women that stand strong in who they are, and we want to push that here where we are. And it's so funny because we have a team full of dudes. It's mad niggas over here. You know what I'm saying? But like to have, two women pull up from Mass. You know what I mean? They didn't pull up to New York. They here in the building. They didn't give a fuck where they was driving to. They slid, and it's been all good vibes. It's been all love, and I just think that's dope. That means a lot. You know what I'm saying? On many levels, to me, to the team, to the show. I just think that's really cool that you guys was willing to pull up. You know what
I
I'm
feel
saying?
like with me and her, like one thing we related on a lot was alignment. Like that's how we met. Like we was each other's secret Santa and barely knew each other.
Yeah.
And it was history after that. So it's like we're very big on just like how the universe works and good vibes and just allowing life to happen how it's meant to happen. And
So
just,
it all worked out.
all the dots are just gonna connect.
Yeah.
Like just off
Yeah,
of
we
being
gonna
yourself.
fucking do some music. I'm telling you that right now, Marlowe. It's up all the way
I'm
up.
excited for this.
Yeah.
Cause you're gonna get her where I need her.
Yeah, it's all the way there. It's all
There
the
ain't
way
no more
there.
holding back, baby.
We're gonna keep, it's no holding
I want to be
back.
in my
We
car
here.
screaming to your music.
Trust me. The mic,
Belting, excuse me.
yo, this mic I'm on right now. You can scream as loud as you want on this one, and it don't matter. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson went on this one. You know what I'm saying? Not this one in particular, but this
Similar
type of
brand.
mic. Yeah, the same type of mic, same mic, but his own. So like, I say all that to say, I really appreciate y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I want you to both of you to shout out your social medias, let the people know where to find y'all, man. For real.
Yep. So you can find me on Instagram, The Ultimate You Life Coaching. If you can't find it that way, you can look up my name, Moniko Getchio Noha.
Whew.
I'm Nigerian. I know that sounds a little funky. God's best time, baby. But yeah, look me up on there. Hit me up. Send me a DM. If you want to do a quick little discovery call, see if we're the right fit for each other, by all means, I would love to hear from you.
That's dope, man. And I'm telling you, y'all, like, I believe in her methods because she's right to the point, and she looks right in your eyes when she talks to you. She's not trying to fucking play games. It's all about, the person, I could tell. And I think that's cool. Anytime you're dealing with business or you're dealing with someone that wants to get to know who the fuck they dealing with in front of them, they're going to look you dead in the eyes, and she always does that. And I think that's dope. So shout out to Mo for that. So definitely follow that. And Marlo, do you have any social media that you want them to know?
My Instagram is 444 Marlowe 444.
Oh, I hear that.
Yeah.
444 Marlowe 444. Now, how do you spell Marlowe? Is it the typical MAR? So let them know. Let them know.
It's Marlowe.
See what I'm saying? I knew it. I knew it was something else going on.
Yeah.
Yo, definitely follow Marlowe. She got a lot of shit going on. Mo, you already heard what she got going on, and it's gonna be more in a few. Like, that's a whole fact. And I got a lot of love and respect for these girls, these women, I should say. They really embody who they are. And I want to see them fucking prosper. You know what I'm saying? We all do. We all do. Yeah, we all do. And shout out to y'all, and thank you once again for sliding. And we definitely want y'all to come back. And I'm putting that video at the end of this video of your ass singing, because Marlo is really like that. Y'all gotta really pay attention. You know, she's young, she's getting into it. She's really fucking like that. Like, I'm telling you, like, I've heard enough. I don't need enough. I don't need any more. I'm convinced. All right, so definitely do that. We out.